This is going to be a long video, so I am just going to get into it now. Potentially, nobody will watch this video because I made a video on Tabitha Brown that has 0 views currently. And I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to keep making the videos and yeah, I'm still going to keep making the videos. And if you guys would like to check out some of my videos, then go right ahead. I have that video that has 0 views on it. And also my I have another video. Oh yeah, I have a video about boycotting Christmas that um that has 0 views on it. Now, one thing I will say is I am not telling people don't get a job. I would never tell somebody don't get a job. But for these, in Kim Kardashian's case, billionaires, and in Tabitha Brown's case, millionaires, to literally just tell you, just get a job, and ignore that they really never have to get a job again. And when you don't have to work, you work is really not work. You can pretend like you working and you can pretend like you busy all you want. But you know deep down inside that no matter what you do, you cannot fail. And also, can we discuss that Kim Kardashian um she saw her boss, her former boss, Paris Hilton, um get famous, quote unquote famous, even though Paris Hilton came from a rich family. So did Kim Kardashian. But she saw her former boss get famous and highly successful off of a sex tape. I don't know if I can or should say that, but off of a sex tape. And um guess what? Kim Kardashian turned right the fuck around and did. She made a fucking sex tape, okay? So let me show y'all what Kim Kardashian let me show y'all what Kim Kardashian said.
Because you see everything on social media and you think, oh, it's just a lifestyle, or oh, it's like really quick and easy and you can just post something, and it's not easy. When you do product shots, when you do post things that are work related posts, it's still a job and it's still really hard, and success is never easy. So you just, if you put in the work, you will see results.
This lady is talking about being a social media influencer off the heels of being a successful SEX worker. Like, let's keep it real. She's a PORN. She's a corn star. And I'm not shaming that at all, but let's keep it real. Look at what she had to do to get to where she is. And also Tabitha Brown, her husband had a career that allowed her to chase her dreams and not work.
Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
Okay, so Kim Kardashian said that. And you know what? When I was looking for videos about responses to Kim Kardashian, I know she did apologize because her non-black supporters were getting in her behind because they actually value themselves, they have self-love. But you know what? I found a lot of videos of black people, specifically black women, supporting her. Yeah, I did. And I don't know why it shocks me the level of disrespect that black women are willing to tolerate. I don't know why I'm still shocked, but I am. I am shocked. Okay. Let's let's see. Okay. Now this guy right here has some commentary.
Hello everyone, this is Cecil. Welcome back into my channel. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the infamous and ever so controversial Kim Kardashian. Now, Miss Kim has been busy online putting out work for this new season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, now on Hulu. Let's just say that it hasn't gone so well. I mean, let me just show you right now.
I have the best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
So yeah, that is the infamous video. Get your fucking ass up and work. Kim, sorry to break it to you, but people are working, and there's been a lot of people working over the course of the last 2 years, even during the pandemic. You know, some of us didn't have the luxury to go to a summer home, winter home, little castles on the hills. Like, girl, we needed to work. Otherwise, how are we going to feed ourselves? How are we going to put a roof?
And that's my exact point. Like, Kim, babe, people are definitely fucking working.
In our head. Make it make sense to me. Now, the issue with this whole topic is that it sounds very elitist. Now, I say elitist in the nicest way possible, but not really.
No.
Oh, someone commented, y'all just met, she's successful.
I can tell by her accent that she's a Latina woman. And look, let me tell you, one thing about non-black people, they have self-respect. They're not going to let you talk down to them. Oh my God, y'all. Let me play this video while I type something. I'm so sorry.
Hello everyone, it is me Salem. Welcome back to my Chanel. I know some of y'all are thinking, I'm not blonde anymore. Yes, I got my hair dyed again. It was fun being blonde for a while and being dumb, you know, but now I can just be regular dumb. I'm feeling pretty cute today, pretty cute. And y'all, my look is inspired by none other than Kimberly Kardashian. I think so, Kimberly. I don't know. Is it? We're not friends, so I wouldn't know. And that is because today, y'all, is a very special installment.
I am not going to play this whole video. This is a 47-minute video. This is still going to be a long live stream, though. So, hey, get comfy. Get something to drink. Get some popcorn. If y'all want to talk shit over here, get comfortable, okay? But let me just read the comments because I'm not really about to watch this whole video because I don't like watching a majority of people's videos. First of all, I don't know how the copyright stuff works. Second of all, I don't want to just rip their content off. So this person says, telling women to work harder while wearing clothes manufactured by blood, sweat, and tears of women in Northeast India and Bengali sweatshops is painfully comedic. Okay? Painfully. Can we also add that Kim Kardashian literally just became a single mom and can hire all the nannies in the world to care for her kids? She never has to miss a meeting or appointment because she couldn't afford childcare. Kim K do not create toxic environments while underpaying or being aware that many of her workers are overworked and underpaid. That's how these people become billionaires and millionaires, y'all. They overwork you and underpay you, but then they want to tell you you ain't working hard enough. Let me tell y'all something about these rich folks. You can never work hard enough for them. They don't care that they don't pay you enough. They don't care. As a former McDonald's worker, abuse by customers was one thing, but then also having to deal with the abuse from higher ups was what broke the camel's back. My last 2 months My last 2 months at where I worked were so toxic. I worked through the whole pandemic and then some. Some people were so rude. We were so short staffed. Management did not care. Our GM was drunk at home while we busted our butts with 3 people on service. Lobby closed, customers throwing drinks at us, and the GM did not care for $13 an hour. No thanks. A lot of us quit working 40 plus hours to get disrespected. No, thank you. No one deserves that. It's not that we don't want to work, it's that we don't want to put up with the disrespect and incompetent management. Okay, exactly. Like, seriously, everybody cannot be a manager. Everybody does not want to be a manager. What's up to my one viewer? Hey, viewer. Everybody does not want to be a manager. And I believe personally, no matter what job position you have, you should be getting paid a livable wage and you should be treated respectfully at your job. If you work at McDonald's, you should be able to rent an apartment or buy a house in a good neighborhood. Matter of fact, all neighborhoods should be good neighborhoods, okay? There should be no such thing as a bad neighborhood, but they systematically keep people down, and then they tell you you just don't want to work. That's what they tell you. um Everybody wants to work. People, when I first started working, I used to really love working. I got my first job as a teenager and I loved working, because you know why? Much like Kim Kardashian and these billionaires and millionaires, I didn't have any responsibilities for real. I didn't have to work. I I wasn't stressed out. But when you're stressed and you're not being paid enough, like, what incentive do you really have to love working? Okay. Money can't buy happiness, but it sure can buy comfort. And that's something everyone deserves. Yes. I mean, these are so many great comments. Literally, the only reason we have weekends is because people went on strike. Y'all, listen, look up The Gilded Age. PBS has a really great documentary on the Gilded Age. Please, y'all, go to PBS and look up the documentary on the Gilded Age and look at what people had to go through in order to have workers' rights. Please, y'all. During this time, during the Gilded Age, black people and white people came together. They put that racism stuff aside and they came together because racism benefits billionaires and millionaires and rich people. Racism does not benefit the majority, the working class. It doesn't benefit you. And white people found that out. They found out that racism was not the root cause of their problems, okay? I'm not going to get on immigrants right now. I don't believe immigrants are the root cause of America's problems, but one thing I will say about immigrants is some immigrants come to this country and they allow themselves to be exploited so they get ahead temporarily, and then they look down on the citizens who refuse to be exploited. And that's all I'm going to say. The audacity she has for calling other people lazy for not being motivated, yet she was born into a wealthy family. Let's not forget her father was a wealthy, high profile lawyer. Raise your hand if your father is a wealthy, high profile lawyer. Raise them high, you guys. Was your father a wealthy, high profile lawyer? Raise your hands real high. Thank you. She is so ignorant about the fact that she has so many privileges that give her opportunities that most people don't have. And look, this is how Kim Kardashian's audience came at her. Tabitha Brown. Tabitha Brown's audience, y'all did not pass the vibe check. Y'all did not pass the smell check, okay? People just don't want to work anymore. It has the same energy to me as women don't want to date nice guys. Oh, girl, exactly. Like, people do want to work, but literally, you can go on. Look, it doesn't even need to be said, y'all, that people don't mind working. Like, it doesn't need to be said. I'm a teacher and I work so hard. Teachers get dismissed because it's because it's easy to just work with kids all day. I paid for my college. I worked full time while attending classes, living on my own. I spent I spend unpaid hours making lesson plans and ensuring good classes. I spend my own money to try and give the kids the best experience possible. I get so frustrated by how belittled we are as a profession because we are helping shape the future generations, and we got some of the worst pay. We get some of the worst pay in the country. I work so hard and I get no gratification from it other than no other than that of knowing I am making a difference in the lives, which is great. But man, would I love to be able to afford a new car. Telling people who can't afford a decent quality of living that they need to get off their butts and work. Mm. This is the last comment that I'm gonna read. Okay, y'all go to Salem Tavares channel. She has a really great video on Kim Kardashian says we don't work hard enough. Okay, I bet this going okay, it's not long. I'm 22 years old. I have a 4-year degree, a full-time job, and still can't afford to move out of my parents' house. I'm making $19.60 an hour, which is very good for someone with little experience. And with that, I wouldn't be able to afford my bills if I were to move out on my own. Kim and her whole family are so out of touch. I don't know why people still support them. Girl, thank you. And you know one thing about it, okay, let me stick to the topic of this video. Black women, embarrassing. Y'all response to this, embarrassing. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all what white men are planning while you guys are you just groveling and agreeing with your masters. Okay. I love this guy's YouTube channel right here. Um okay, let me remove this. Okay. How do I remove this? Do I stop that? Okay. Let me show you guys Paul Lance. I really love Paul Lance's YouTube channel. And I can tell Paul Lance, he is successful. He is a white man and he understands what's going on in society. He understands that people want to work. Nobody does. Humans need fulfillment and they want to work, but he's a white man, the most privileged person in America and in the world. And look,
we're asking about getting organized for the general strike. So today we're taking a big step. Do you want Discord, which I set up, or do you want
okay.
Adam Kinzinger? This is for you. You made a video talking that we should come to the streets because of what's happening in this country, and I agree. But you also said it's not time for a general strike. And I'm going to disagree with you on that 100,000%. And I have tremendous respect for what you've done. You have been an extremely brave person, and I would love to buy you a beer one day. I have a massive amount of respect for you. But this president is ignoring the Supreme Court. This president is defunding the Department of Education. Special needs kids are being affected.
If you guys don't know what a general strike is, let me show you a documentary that you guys all need to go watch. The Gilded Age full documentary on PBS. Y'all, I watched this entire documentary. This documentary is so good.
If you are someone that literally writes
All Americans and people all over the world, they need to watch this documentary. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I'll play some of it.
A vicious cold snap hit New York in the first week of February 1897.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared to play this because I'm scared that they're gonna do something to my channel. Like I'm scared that they are going to uh silence the video or mute the video, but I'm gonna play it anyway.
But
I'm
nothing
gonna play
could
it
slow
anyway.
the preparations for the impending revelry. The city's wealthiest citizens were readying themselves for one of the most anticipated balls in the nation's history. An extravagant exclamation point on what would come to be known as the Gilded Age.
During the Gilded Age, Americans feel quite certainly that they are the vanguard of civilization and progress. There's an enormous period of opportunity and possibility and hope.
I feel like that is just like today. It's like they make you feel like it's enormous possibility for opportunity and hope, but you know at the same time that there really is a lot of inequality, and in order to live a comfortable life, you more than likely do need to work for somebody else. It's the illusion of opportunity. I'm not saying that you can't be a successful entrepreneur, but my thing is these people know that you can't. Tabitha Brown, she knows it. She said herself, she said maybe being an entrepreneur isn't for you. She knows that how hard it is. But at the same time, they don't want to speak up about the inequality. They don't want to speak up about the problems that people who are workers, they don't want to speak up about the problems that you face.
No group felt more confident about the future than the guests who would gather for the party at the luxurious Waldorf Hotel. The evening's total price tag, according to newspaper reports, was enough to feed nearly 1,000 working-class families for a full year.
Did you guys hear that? They said the price of a ticket for one night of a party was enough to feed 1,000 working class families. 1,000 working class families, you guys, for a full year. That's how much the price of one ticket costs, you guys. And this is the type of life that even modern day billionaires and millionaires, this is the type of life they're living, but they want to tell you you're not working hard enough when they are very extremely wasteful.
Defenders noted that the ball stood to benefit the entire city. Critics begged to differ.
They tell you working for them is good for you because they're going to pay you. But they don't pay you well enough, because if they paid these people well enough, this documentary wouldn't even be a thing.
With all the people, warned one minister, who have to lie awake nights contriving to spend their time and their money, and all the others who lie awake wondering how they may get food, there is danger in the air.
It was a fractious time in which
Don't ever trust a rich person telling you, "Oh, you just need to get a job." Don't ever trust that person. They're freaking lying to you. Like, let me show y'all how Tabitha Brown is living. Let me show you. Go watch this documentary. It's so good, you guys. Go watch it. Okay, let me show y'all how Tabitha Brown is living while she's telling you go get a job. And she feels justified to live the life that she lives. And look at all these black women. Y'all, it's pathetic. It is so effing pathetic. Nobody will ever respect black women, because black women, you don't stick up for yourself. Ew. I it's so disgusting to me. It's no wonder why black women are treated the way that they're treated. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's no wonder.
Previously on Donna.
Oh, hey, what's up, Chan?
Like, look, this is what she's doing, honey. She's house shopping for investment properties, but she's telling you get a job, get a job. She wants to be a landlord.
We are looking at property tomorrow. Every time we come, we kind of look at property because there's a very large possibility that we could be moving down here in a couple of years. And tomorrow night.
I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. I don't even want to see nothing more of Tabitha Brown. I am disgusted. And I'm even more disgusted of you regular people who are co-signing what she's saying. Now, let me show you guys my favorite economist. I think I can call him my favorite at this point. He is my favorite economist, Gary Stevenson. And the title of the video is Why Money Obsession is Keeping You Poor. This was a great video.
I'm going to do this one to you, all right? All right, so I want to do one called Forget About Money. Really, the idea behind this is people, when they think about the economy, they very often tend to think about it in terms of money, and it stops them from really understanding how the economy works and understanding that really the economy is about real things, real resources.
Let me help you guys. What he is trying to tell you is that money really doesn't matter. Okay, you can get a job and let's say you make $25 an hour. Y'all raise your hands if you make $25 an hour. Raise your hands if you make $50 an hour. Raise your hands if you make $100 an hour. Raise them, you guys. Raise them high. Let me see those hands, okay? Raise them. Let me see those hands. Do you make $25 an hour? Do you make $50 an hour? Do you make $100 an hour? Raise it high, y'all. Raise those hands real high. So I can see them. So I can see him. Okay. So his point of this video is, really it doesn't matter how much money you make, because the rich people like Tabitha Brown, who we just saw looking for a property in Atlanta, she has enough money to probably buy her home, pay it off half in one go. People like Tabitha Brown, people like Kim Kardashian, they don't care about money. You know why? Because they have enough money to buy properties, resources.
Is real people doing real work. And I call this like money obsession or money centricness. And you see this everywhere. And it's not just from...
in my opinion, Tabitha Brown is telling you get a job. These billionaires and millionaires telling you to get a job when they know that a job will not save you. Because what you're going to do, get a job so you can barely pay your rent. You might be able to pay your rent. They don't they're so out of touch that they should not be giving advice. And they don't want to listen to people who need help. You can tell people, oh, rent is too high. Tabitha Brown, why don't you use your platform to tell the government rent is too high? Tell these landlords to go down on rent. Tabitha Brown does not use her platform to tell landlords to go down on rent, because Tabitha Brown is the oppressor at this point. Look, she's carrying water. She is the oppressor.
Ordinary people. You also see this from economists. So a good example of this is when we had the 2008 financial crisis, that led to a massive upward redistribution of wealth. And how did we deal with it? Slashing interest rates to zero, which is monetary policy, doing something with money, printing money, and quantitative easing. Again, monetary policy, printing money. COVID, massive economic crisis, massive upward redistribution of wealth. What did we do? Slash rates to zero, quantitative easing, print money, print money.
It doesn't matter what kind of job you get. People like Tabitha Brown and Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian was at Jeff Bezos' wedding. People like them, they can rig the system, but tell you're not a hard worker though. You're not a hard worker, even though you're tired. Your body is not lying to you, you guys. You know that exhausted feeling you feel after you just worked 4 to 8 hours shift, standing up on your feet for, let's be generous and say $20 an hour. Your body is not lying to you. You just worked really hard for barely, making ends meet. Your body is not lying to you.
Money. So really, and these are the economists that run our countries, they run our economies. When there are crises, even crises that involve massive redistribution of real resources, they focus on money-centric solutions, and they totally ignore what has happened with real resources. And then, we can obviously see now that the way that those two crises were managed has led to falling living standards. And I've been aware of this for a long time, and I've been critical of this for a long time, and I've been arguing about people with this for a long time. But when I argue with people about this, very, very often, regardless of whether they are on the right or the left or the center of the political economic spectrum, whatever you like, they tend to say, no, the problem is not real resources. The problem is money. So I always remember I did this master's at Oxford 2017 to 2019, and you're with a lot of like classic economists, you know, modern elite trained economists. And, you know,
So rich people try to tell you, don't worry about buying a home. Don't worry about buying properties. Don't worry about being an owner. You need to focus on working for rich people. Find somebody rich to work for. When we all know rich people are very notoriously stingy. No, rich people are notoriously oppressive. They notoriously underpay and overwork you. Okay, so let me just cut to the end of the video.
Be enormous amounts of luxury spending. We should be reducing their consumption so we can grow the economy. And there's no other way to do it. There's no other way to do it. Listen, it's not true. We exist in a world of real resources. What really matters is the real resources. I would encourage people to go down the street.
I'm not telling you not to get a job. I'm telling you, no matter how many jobs you get and no matter how hard you work, if we don't change the system, I'm just being honest, you guys, if we don't change the system, and people like Tabitha Brown and Kim Kardashian, they have no incentive to change the system. But if we don't change the system, it doesn't matter how fucking hard you work. It doesn't matter how hard you work. You will still end up with zero by the time you retire. Okay?
Look at the buildings.
If you can't afford to purchase a home, it doesn't matter how many jobs you have.
Look at the high streets. Understand.
If all you can do is pay your rent and not save anything, it doesn't matter how many jobs you have. Personally, you know, I think it's wise for people to have roommates. It might be hard to find a good roommate, but that's the type of message people should destigmatize that. We should be talking about treating each other better, sticking together, coming together, building community. We shouldn't be shaming people for wanting to exit a system that has not benefited them and does not benefit them and it is not designed to benefit them. Okay?
Real resources, real people doing real jobs, making real things, and the distribution of those things matters. At the moment,
like he's saying, the distributions of real resources matters. How many of you guys can save money in a year to save money to put a down payment on a home? How many of you guys? Raise your hands, raise them high.
Real resources are being aggressively transferred away from the middle class and the working class and the government towards the super rich. That will lead to a loss in the consumption of the middle class, of the working class, and of government services. Assets are not sitting on the sidelines. Assets are not money. What matters is real resources. What matters is real distribution. If you do not focus on protecting your share of the distribution, I guarantee you the people who have passive income.
He is saying if you do not focus on basically taxing the rich, and so in order for these people who Tabitha Brown and Kim Kardashian call lazy and say that they need to get jobs, if you don't focus on distributing the resources, on making these resources affordable for you, it don't matter how hard you work.
Income of £1 million, £2 million a week will increase their share over time. Your share will decrease. Money is not the only thing that matters. You need to protect your share of real resources. Thank you.
Okay, let me show you guys another video that I really want you guys to see. Okay, I showed y'all that. Let me show y'all. Okay. Y'all follow Def Life. He has a really great channel. Okay.
Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing well out there today. Hope everybody's having a great week. I just want to first start off and say thank you. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I know that 9,000 subscribers is not that many in the YouTube world, but to me, it means
I thought he had 10,000.
So many of you guys would watch my videos.
Okay, let's cut to the chase. I'm sorry, let's cut to the chase.
they had enough room to back or make a turn. And so, best of luck to you out there. And I want to give you a little life update. So I am currently looking for a new job as well. I um, have an interview with a couple companies this week. One is for a company where I'll be driving those big, massive, oversized trailers. I'll be moving families. So if inflation goes up, like it's occurring today, price of everything's going up right now. That means the purchasing power of your dollar that you work for is going down. And since
Do you think rich people like Tabitha Brown and Kim Kardashian care if inflation goes up? First of all, they have resources and they have assets. So they don't care. Kim Kardashian and Tabitha Brown, they're not going to get kicked out of their house if they can't pay their rent because they own their home. They own their home. They can tell you to get a job, but once inflation goes up, how much food are you going to be able to purchase when the food goes up, but your pay stays the damn same? This is what they need to be talking about. But you don't hear Kim Kardashian and Tabitha Brown talking about inflation because they don't give a fuck. They don't. And actually, it benefits them because they own businesses and they can raise their prices and just blame it on the economy.
1913, just over a century, we have lost approximately 97% of the purchasing power that we used to have. So, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Price Index, $100 in 1913 would be equivalent to over $3,000 today. So that means items that cost $100 back then now cost $3,000. And I remember back when I was in high school, which was like around the early 2000s, my first car was a 1992 Toyota Camry. It was white and had gold rims. And I remember I could fill my Camry up with $15. I believe it was around 85 cents per gallon. So this was around the early 2000s, 2002, 2003. And for lunch, I would always go to Taco Bell because I loved their bean and cheese burrito. And I remember I could get 4 of those for $3. Or sometimes when I wanted to switch it up, I would get the chili cheese burrito and I could get 3 of those for $3. My mom would always give me about $3 to $4 for lunch. And right now, each bean burrito at Taco Bell is around $3. And have you?
I want to play his whole video because the end of the video is so good. I'm going to try to play this entire video. I am going to do commentary because I don't want to just straight through play it. But y'all, what he says at the end, I really want y'all to listen because he says that, you can work your whole life. You can get a job like Tabitha Brown said. And I'm not telling you don't get a job. My problem with Tabitha Brown is she is shaming the people who she should be. She has no incentive to tell you the truth. What she says is very disingenuous. I don't know if she knows the truth. I don't know if she really is that stupid. People love treating Tabitha Brown like she's stupid and she's ignorant. And Tabitha Brown she really uses incompetence. She really puts on that mammy accent and act like she's so stupid and she just trying to give you some simple common sense. It's like, no, bitch. People know that they should get a job, okay?
You guys ever ask yourself, why has the price of everything gone up so dramatically? Why has everything gone up 3 or 4-fold from 25 years ago? For those from my older viewers, have you guys ever asked yourself that? And it's because while you and I have to work Monday through Friday, sometimes 8 to 10 hours a day, we have to sacrifice a lot of our precious time that's limited here on this earth. The Federal Reserve, they just print money. And for those of you that don't know, the United States economic monetary system is a debt-based fiat system. And what that means is that debt and money has to continuously be printed in order for the system to continue. So what is what in the world is a debt-based monetary?
Did y'all hear that? These rich people, they They tell you to work. They rig the system so they can purchase resources, aka homes, businesses, property, land, whatever else it is that they want to purchase. Whatever it is that does not decrease in value. They purchase these resources, and I'm talking real resources, y'all. I'm talking about hospitals, I'm talking about dentist office and things like that. They purchase these things that you need, and then they just print more money.
System. So, for example, obviously the economic system is very complex. It's like the human body. There's so many nuances, and it's very intricate, and it's highly complex. But at a very high level, what that means is, for example, let's say that there's a country of 5 people, and before there was any money or US or dollars, they used to barter. So let's say person 1 says, you know what, this bartering system ain't working, so let me become what's known as a bank, and I'm going to issue these paper dollars, and we're going to use that for trade. So the other 4 people are like, you know what, let's give it a try. I'm okay with that. I think that's a good idea. We've never done it before, so let's give it a try. So person 2 takes out a loan for $100. So that's how money's created, a loan. It's loaned out into the economic system. So the bank, person 1 says, okay, here's $100 loan for you, and the interest rate is going to be 10%. So at the end of the year, you have to pay me back $110. But think about that very carefully. So person 1, the bank, loans out $100 to person 2. He owes at the end of the year $110 to person 1, the bank. But there's only $100 in that country circulating right now. How is person 2 going to be able to pay back the bank when there's only $100? Does that make sense? So what happens is more debt or more money has to be printed into the economy for person 2 to be able to repay that $110 debt, because they're
I think what these these capitalists, the government, whatever, whoever's doing it, I don't even know if it's a such thing as the government. It's really just capitalists. Really, like, do we have a government? No, we just have capitalists telling us what to do, and then they're fear mongering us. Okay, look at how they talking about they changed from the Department of Defense to the Department of War. They just want to scare people. Number one. Number two. These people, they own resources, but they create, they inflate the prices, and that put us further in debt. We can't keep up with these price increases. We can't keep up with inflation, but they still own the resources. Okay, you guys, think about this. If you rent somewhere, if you are a renter, your landlord owns that property. They bought it at a fixed price. Say that they bought the property at $500,000. Boom, fixed price, fixed. But they keep raising your rent. They keep raising your rent, even though they still own that property and they don't have to pay anything on it. Hypothetically speaking, if they own it outright. But even if they do pay a mortgage on it, you know, I'm not too sure how mortgages work. I will admit that, but I don't think the price of the property goes up.
there's only $100. So what will happen next is person 3 will get a loan as well for $100. So with the same terms, let's say person 3 also has to pay back 10% on that $100 loan at the end of the year. So then person 2, let's say he grows apples, he'll go to person 3 and say, hey, for these apples, I'll sell it to you for $10. So person 3 now only has $90. Person 2 now has enough money, $110, to pay back the bank, person 1, at the end of the year. So when person 2 pays back the $110, how is person 3, who now only has $90, going to pay back the $110 he owes at the end of the year? So again, debt has to be continuously issued or created into the economy in order for the debt-based system to continue to go on. Because if the bank doesn't issue debt,
I really want him to say what I want y'all to hear. Let me fast forward it, y'all.
lives, spending time and energy in order to gain fiat money that banks print out of thin air and in process
Okay,
of
let me start it
devaluing
over.
now around $37 trillion is the number one expense that our government has. It's exceeded entitlements that we pay to, the senior citizens and the people and the baby boomers and people that have retired, and it's also exceeded our defense budget. So inflation is going to continue to be a huge, huge problem. And let me read you guys a quote that I thought
Y'all, I want y'all to hear this quote, y'all. Please listen to this quote that he is about to say. Please listen, y'all.
was, that hit home for me. So the fact that people have to work many years, all of their lives, spending time and energy in order to gain fiat money that banks print out of thin air and in process of devaluing their money is injustice on the largest scale humanity has ever seen. And imagine working 9 to 5 for 50 years. A lot of us, unfortunately, are probably going to have to work maybe even more than that if inflation goes even higher and the cost of living gets even worse. But imagine working 9 to 5 for 50 years, then the Fed prints 40% of the total money supply and inflates away 20 years of your hard work. And
Did y'all hear what he just said? Please tell me y'all heard what he just said. He says, imagine working X amount of years, 50, I don't know how many. Imagine working years and years, decades, and you save up to live a comfortable life. But how are you supposed to prepare for inflation? How are you supposed to prepare to live on 60% of the dollar that you saved? 40%, almost half of your savings, whoop, completely zipped out of thin air. How are you supposed to prepare for that? How? How are you because these jobs are not giving you no raises. They don't want to raise minimum wage. How are you supposed to prepare for retirement uh if they can just decide that they just want to, print 40% of the US debt or whatever?
so I don't know if you guys are aware, but the Bureau of Labor Statistics came out with their CPI numbers not too long ago. And why do you think that they only let you know what, the numbers are made up, in my opinion, but why do you think they only, report month over month or year over year? Because month over month, this according to the BLS, the July CPI rose 0.2%, and year over year 2.7%. And July core inflation rose 0.3% month over month and 3.1% year over year. So when the government presents data in such a short time span, 0.2%, 0.3%, that's not much. Most people just read the headlines, oh, inflation's not that bad. But why don't you think they won't report, 5 years or 10 years? And hypothetically, let's say,
Why don't y'all think they won't report 5 years or 10 years? How much was your rent 5 or 10 years ago? If you guys are old enough to have been renting 5 to 10 years ago. I'm old enough. I actually started paying rent myself 10 years ago. 10 years ago in a very nice city, you could rent an apartment for one person for about $500 to $700 a month in a really nice part of town. A really nice part of town, you guys. A one-bedroom apartment or a studio apartment. You could rent that for about $500 to $700 a month. If you really wanted a nice apartment, $800. But $1,000 rent wasn't really a thing 10 years ago. Personally, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Personally, when I started renting, my rent was $450 10 years ago, y'all, and it was in a nice part of town. The property was a little bit old, but it was very comfortable and beautiful. In my opinion, it was an older property, but my rent was $450. $450, y'all. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Now, try to find an apartment in a nice part of town for $800. Try, you guys. Try to find an apartment in a nice part of town in a big city, because I lived in a big city for $800 a month. Try.
You know, they took into, you know, McDonald's meals or something into their calculation. So from 2000, the price of a Big Mac was $2.24, and in 2025, it's at $5.79. And this reports a substantial increase of 158%, according to Yahoo Finance. So imagine if the BLS report
158% makes a lot of sense, y'all. It makes a lot of sense, that kind of inflation.
reported 25-year statistics, and they had to report, oh, inflation is 150%, 58%. Why don't you think that?
And let me tell y'all another thing. Inflation is 150 whatever percent. But you know what, y'all? When I got my first job, minimum wage was like $5.50. And then when I was at that job, minimum wage went up to $7.25. And honestly, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. If you worked a full-time job back then with a little bit of overtime, you would have to work full time. But honestly, you could still, that was a livable wage, y'all, back then. That was a livable wage. $7.25 is not a livable wage these days. $20 is barely a livable wage. You need about $30. I'm gonna be honest. You need about $26. That's a livable wage.
That they report in small increments and not 25-year or 10-year increments. Well, it's because it exposes the truth. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Oh my God, this was such a good video.
Peace.
This was such a good video, you guys. Let me show you guys another video that I want you to see. It's Black people commenting on the Tabitha Brown thing. And y'all, I'm not even gonna play a lot of the video, because a lot of that shit is bootlicking, telling you need nobody, only Black people. And it really fucking baffles me. Y'all, where are y'all really that stupid that y'all don't know that you having a job is not you having a job, that's not gonna fucking save you. Having a job is not gonna, babe, everybody has a job, okay? Like I said before, let me see those hands if you make $25 an hour, $50 an hour, or $100 an hour. Let me see those hands. Let me see the hands. Raise them high. Most of these people, they are unfortunately agreeing with Tabitha Brown, talking to Black people as if they're fucking stupid and they don't know what's going on in the world. But, you know, let me just show y'all some people with some common sense, because I don't have any tolerance for people who don't have common sense. I don't have any tolerance for it.
I'm going to segue into it like this. The context of the conversation was the fact that when you are a dreamer and you are an entrepreneur, or that you exasperated all of your options and that you don't really know where you want to go next. You don't know how or where to pivot, right? And so she was saying that it's okay, just go get a job. Boom. Now, this gonna cut like a double-edged sword, because our parents have told us all the time, have a backup plan, and all, there's no shame in getting a job. Now, to the other side of the coin, because I read somewhere that the unemployment numbers are almost similar to 2021. So I get how that can hit a soft spot with a lot of people right now, because some people are doing 50, 100 applications a month and still getting no positive calls, no positive news from applying for these jobs, or getting ghosted, or whatever the case may be, right? So this conversation has multi layers to it, and I don't think that Tabitha has realized that where we are right now in this current administration, the overall political landscape as a whole, as well as the economic status we're in right now, or the economic slate we're in right now, it's very rough and very difficult. And if you got a job, you hold on to your job. And if you have your dreams and things that you want to pursue, you're doing it very carefully and meticulously, right? Because at the end of the day, bills don't stop. So I think that what Auntie Tab said.
If you've ever signed up for anything online, your personal data is probably...
I get where the intention was and what she was trying to paint the portrait of, but no. Also, look out for the outfit of the day. It's coming in a few minutes. But yeah, I just want to go ahead and address the Tabitha situation real quick. Oh my God.
Y'all, this woman right here, I'm not gonna play her, but I'm just tell y'all, this woman right here, she says Tabitha Brown was talking to me. I was a makeup artist and I needed to get a job. Okay, bitch. Ain't nobody saying don't get a fucking job. Get a job. But it's like tone deaf, because it's like, duh. Y'all, I remember back when I remember back, 10 years ago. Like, I remember back exactly 10 years ago when you could get on Craigslist, Indeed, or something like that, apply for a job, and you could literally get the call the same day, have a job interview the same day, and get hired that week. We don't live in those times anymore, bitch. Okay. Like, y'all see how they want you to work extra, extra hard for the bare minimum. Okay. All right.
Things working against us. Okay. Stop supporting these celebrities. I'm sick of it. I am fucking sick of it. This is not the time for these celebrities to be coming out talking their shit about hardworking people that support them. The reason why these motherfuckers can even sit on this fucking pedestal that they're on is because of Black people, specifically Black women, spending their money on their products, their shows, so watching their bullshit online, like the audacity. And I've fucking had it, okay? The shit that Black people, specifically Black women right now in this fucking country are going through right now, save it. Because why the fuck are you even talking about something you don't know shit about? And then you're talking down on your supporters. I'm so fucking sick of these people. And then people are spending their lives to support these people. Stop supporting these people. Let them suffer. Let them fall flat on their fucking asses. And I hope Tabitha's stupid ass goes bankrupt. Yes, her, Kelly Price, all these people. Who? I just made a video about another person. Funky Donnie, anybody that is saying anything negatively about me is fucking bad. But yet these people, your supporters, are still scraping together their pennies to support y'all. And this is what y'all do. Y'all get on the fucking internet and say asinine shit out of y'all motherfucking mouths? No. And you know what? At some point, you supporters, you fans, accountability needs to be had with y'all too. Stop supporting these people that do not deserve your support. And that's all I'm going to say about this shit, because it's pissing me off. Because a lot of people really don't understand what the fuck is about to happen with this economy. Because a lot of people are oblivious. Everybody is going to feel it if they already haven't started feeling this shit already. Pissing me the fuck off.
I wanted to.
Yeah, that's the end, because the rest of these people, they're stupid as fucking. They have the typical mentality of, she's right, you guys are lazy, you need to get a job. Again, I'm not saying don't get a job. I'm just saying, like, duh, that people getting a job is not gonna fucking solve the problems that are being created, manufactured, okay? It's like, oh my god, so many people are so fucking stupid, and I just can't. Oh, it grosses me out. Um, this lady right here. Okay. It's a couple of good comments. Okay. Is this advice or is she humbling women? She provided nothing of value on how to actually succeed as an entrepreneur or as a fucking worker for that point. All she said was get a fucking job, and like, where's the advice? I'm sure she meant well. I don't think she did mean well. I think Tabitha, I think when she speaks, she just wants to make herself feel better and be on her and feel and be on, on her high horse. I think that's the only reason she be saying shit like this. And she say it in that little mammy tone. I think that's the only reason she does this, is because she wants to feel better about herself, even though she's already not suffering. But she could have clarified her message better and not assume folks are not working, which is why she had to make a follow-up video. I didn't even watch the fucking follow-up video because I don't, just like Maya Angelou said, believe people the first time. When people show you that they full of shit and they have no sympathy or empathy for you, believe that bitch the first time. I can't take someone serious who retired their own husband seriously. And an ex-wife would never. I guess she wants us to get a job so we can retire our ex-wife partner and buy her overpriced seasoning. All her shit overpriced. Don't buy none of that Tabitha Brown bullshit. I love her, but this advice provides no intrinsic value. And you know what, y'all? I hate to say this, but this Tabitha Brown bullshit, it makes me not even want to support these black-owned businesses, because I don't know y'all bitches. I don't fucking know you. I'm sitting here trying to boycott Target, trying to boycott black-owned businesses, and then what y'all come out here and say? Get a job. It makes me not want to support these black-owned businesses because I don't fucking know you. You know the businesses that I'm going to support? I'm going to support these businesses that come out here and they pay people a livable wage and they don't overwork people and they hire black women. And they speak out on the injustices of black women and people all over the world for that matter, but specifically black American women. That's who I'm going to support. Fuck this black owned business bullshit. They get me every time with that black owned business stuff. Oh, support black owned businesses. But then these black business owners, they come out here talking shit to black women who are their main supporters. Fuck that Target. But anyway. Okay. Anyway. Tabitha Brown knows black women face the biggest obstacles in whatever they do in life due to various reasons. She came across as disingenuous while she experienced this firsthand. Okay. I thought this was a very good comment. The patriarchal system is built on using women, then disrespecting them and taking credit for their work while pretending your contribution didn't make the most significant impact. A lot of men have no issue with pretending your work is theirs. Invest in yourself, women. Know the system. Mariah Perry, I think. Mariah Perry in the Lion's Den. I don't even know what that means. Navigating systems of power is in book to help you. Oh, it's a book. Mariah Perry in the Lion's Den. Navigating Systems of Power is in book to help you understand the game. The system and people will never value women the way they deserve. Same with people with a patriarchal mindset. They will try to use you and disregard and disrespect you like they're better than you. Okay. She said, I'm just trying to figure out what black women ask for this advice. Okay. And I think this right here was the best. It's a lot of good comments, you guys, but I think I don't believe anyone who says they put 500. That's one. And for two, people don't want to humble themselves for work. These markets are always hiring. I mean, always Walmart. Girl, anyway, you know what? And people say, oh, you can just get a job at Walmart. Yes, you can definitely get a job at Walmart. But let me tell y'all, what can you buy with a job at Walmart? I feel like when you work at Walmart, a lot of them people who work at Walmart, they can't even afford a car. They can't even afford a car, y'all. I don't know why, but something always rubbed me wrong about Tabitha Brown. Kind of like Amanda Seals, their delivery and message gives unwarranted humbling. I just can't, y'all. I can't. Didn't damn near 300K black women just get fired? It's like a tone deaf at best. I do understand the sentiment, but I'm not even American, and I know it was silly to say to someone who just got fired. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. Okay. Um. I also want to add that it's annoying for people to tell others to go into business for them. Okay, girl, shut the fuck up. Um, where is that one comment that I really liked? Probably got fucking deleted. These bitches be deleting comments when they don't like them. What jobs they are deliberately making slaves? Walking into that is silly. There are 1,000 ways to make money. It really, y'all. You know, one thing I will say about being a business owner is, one thing I will say is, like this person says, there are 1,000 ways to make money yourself: house cleaning or form your own company, rent rooms or garage. The money is there. The money is there. And there are so many ways to make money. But a lot of these different business ventures, y'all got to look at the pros and the cons. It's like, um, it's a lot of stuff that you might not want to do. That's how I feel. I have no problem with what Tabitha Brown is saying. However, why didn't she let her husband keep a job instead of retiring him? Okay, clock that T, bitch. Okay, this is the comment right here. The constant preaching to women and telling them they doing something wrong is a kink. Okay. And people target black women about that. Yes. People are always telling black women what to do, and what you doing ain't good enough. Okay. Period, bitch. Okay. Let me close that out. I'm going to play a couple of more videos, y'all. Sip some water, y'all. Sip some water. Okay, water break. Let me drink some water. Let me have a water break. That was good. Thank you to my viewer. Thank you. Oh my goodness. You still here. Thank you. Okay. I already played that one. Okay. I'm not gonna play this girl's whole video, y'all. I know y'all see it's long, but I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Trust me. Trust me. Okay.
There's so many moving factors that Kim is not.
Oh, this video is about Kim Kardashian. This video is not about Tabitha Brown, but same sentiment.
Period of time. For those who are followed so loyally to my channel, for those have been a follower of mine, have been subscribed to the channel for so long, I am so grateful. And I appreciate every single one of you. And I have some time early today. I woke up early anyway, and I've been ignoring this topic for a while now. You know, I've been ignoring these tweets for a while now. So I'm going to pull up the actual statement and I'm going to share my thoughts. I wish that this video could be a short one, but I don't think it's going to be, because I want to speak about the working class that majority of us are a part of. You know, we're not a part of the 1 to 5% necessarily. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're basically not a multimillionaire, you know, they consider you a part of the working class, middle class, upper middle class, doesn't matter. Okay, you're not one of the Kardashians, you're not one of them, right? So I want to speak on this topic because I feel like I have a lot of experience in terms of how I was raised, what I've done in my own life, you know, as a woman, because based upon what I see here, some really silly person was asking Kim to I don't know if she wanted to speak on this, so I'm just gonna break it down, okay? I don't know, truthfully, I don't know if somebody asked her to speak on this, because I like to get the facts, okay? I like to get the facts. So I don't know if somebody asked her to speak on this or it was a part of the interview questions. Either way, Kim decided to curse the newly divorced Kim Kardashian. She decided, with all of her history, to curse in a video interview, a clip, and a statement about work ethic, woman in business, along those lines, right? Okay, so that's like the gist of where this even came from. Now on Twitter, to give you guys some stats, on Twitter, we have 30. Wow. Okay, so at the time I'm looking at it, it says 32.6 thousand quote tweets. So for those who are not on Twitter, what that basically means is you make your own comments on a retweet. So you're not just retweeting, you're putting in what you think about whatever the post says, right? Within seconds, it went up to 33.2 thousand, over 9,000 likes and over 1,000 retweets. Okay, so Variety, their headline says the business of entertainment. So Variety released a picture of Kim and they put this in caption: I have the best advice for women in business. Kim Kardashian says, get your effing, the F word, get your F word ASS up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. Okay. There's so much wrong with what she said, okay? There's so much wrong. Now,
I just don't understand, or maybe I do understand, but I've never met a person who really didn't want to work, you know? People like to work, but people don't like to not earn a livable wage. That's what people don't like.
when we're talking about a celebrity, when we're talking about business advice, now what comes to my mind is we have to take into account who this advice is coming from. Okay, so as an adult, as a young adult, you know, somebody who also has been in business, my parents have been in business, here's what I'll say. And honestly, if I mean, I'm gonna be so honest with you all. If this video was not gonna be monetized and I was not making this video with just YouTube, I would really go in even harder. But we all know how YouTube is.
By the way, I'm not monetized, so I can give a fuck about the rules. I'm trying to follow the rules just so my video can get paid. I mean, can get played at the bare minimum. I don't want my video to get muted, but I'm not monetized, and hey, I don't care.
Okay, with YouTube, you really cannot say certain keywords, or they try to mess with your ads, or there's like, all this checklist. So in the best way possible, with still, saying what I want to say, I'm gonna think through what I want to say, because all I could think about is all the millions and millions of women, if we're talking about women, especially, who are doing everything they can, to make it, to get by. And I just think the sheer ignorance of what Kim is trying to say, like, even taking out the curse word, I don't know why she felt the need to curse. I feel her cursing made this statement 20 times worse, because it sounds like a peasant. It sounds like she's talking to a peasant from my perspective. Okay, so people are either young adults, mature adults, they have their own life. And I just really think that people need to stop taking people like Kim Kardashian serious. Like, this is the problem, is that whoever in the world made her famous, whether it's men lusting after her, or just Hollywood trying to create another it girl, or a porn star, I'm not really sure like how she even got famous, to be honest with you, because
And that's another problem. Americans will make anybody famous who, who I don't even know why, you guys. I don't have an explanation. Like Tabitha Brown, to me, she's a caricature of a black woman. She acts like she's stupid and, oh, this just how I don't really know what I'm saying. But no, she knows she's being rude, and she knows she's being a fucking disrespectful little bitch. But because she plays that, oh, I'm just so stupid and I'm from South Carolina, because she plays that role, yeah, she get away with it. And Kim Kardashian, oh, I'm just a porn star.
A wise person once said, when you're taking advice from someone, or you're taking on board what someone says in a serious tone, you have to consider the source. Okay, so let's consider the source. Kim got famous off of a sex tape. Full stop. Okay, so respectfully, Kim, I'm not going to take anything you say seriously, because that's how you got your start to fame. This is how you blew up for some strange reason. Okay, the media and these magazine outlets and the paparazzi basically found a rat. That's how I see it. Is like, the media has created this beast. If you think about it, Kim is like the perfect kind of muse and doll, like plastic doll in a.
It's really like a distraction. They use her sexuality as a distraction to extract resources, aka wealth and labor, from you, attention from you. Yeah. Like, I have no problem with, porn stars and things like that, but when it's being pushed in your face and they are rewarding a porn star with with excess wealth and access to top places, and you know I'm not saying porn stars should be excluded, but what I'm saying is, when that's all the only reason that they're famous, the main reason that they're famous. Okay, question that.
A way to twist and contort to how you want her to be. And because Kim
And porn stars get paid a good amount of money if they're intelligent. And I don't have anything against porn stars, like I said, but as a porn star, I don't think a porn star should be, you know, made to be idolized. I mean, I think porn is something people should enjoy in their own privacy. I don't think that that should be broadcasted and advertised.
is so, she was so fame hungry. I mean, Kim has said it herself that she wanted to be famous.
Bingo. Kim Kardashian was the assistant to Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton made a sex tape with her ex-boyfriend and he leaked it. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. I have no clue, y'all. That could have been purposefully as well. But Kim Kardashian saw how famous that made Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton was rich. She wasn't famous, you guys, okay? Let's keep that in our heads. Paris Hilton was rich. She wasn't famous. That sex tape made Paris Hilton famous, and Kim Kardashian, who was Paris Hilton's assistant, she saw how that worked out for Paris Hilton, and she said, wow, let me do that. Let me make a sex tape and pretend that it was leaked on purpose. And then Kim Kardashian, I think Paris Hilton did too, but Kim Kardashian, she sold her sex tape to this big company.
You know, and the difference, and I, you know, the difference is that people who are YouTubers, influencers, creatives like myself, writers, business owners, even singers, actors, actresses, producers, directors. The reality is that a lot of people that have made it in Hollywood. I'll give an example. Kristen Stewart. Kristen Stewart has had a lot of rufflings about her sexual orientation and who she dates and all that, which has nothing to do with her being an actress, right? But little do people know is that, for example, Kristen Stewart, her family revolved around making films. Like her parents were in the film industry as well. So when you do a lot of like research on actual celebrities with talent or like working celebrities besides Kim Kardashian, of course, that actually like have some kind of talent and do things in real life, what you'll find is a lot of them have family that were in the same industry as them.
I learned
Okay.
I learned that at a very, very young age. I always knew that people who were famous had famous family members. I literally always knew that. Every time somebody turned out to be famous, it turned out that they had a famous cousin, uncle, mother, father, you know. I knew that. I would always, and then that really made me think like, wow, you really can't be successful or famous unless you literally know somebody famous personally and they're willing to help you.
It's a mixture. It's a mixture of celebrities who.
Okay. That is the end of that video. I'm not going to play the whole video. You guys go to her channel, support her channel. And this is the last clip that I'm going to play because Tabitha Brown, a part of me feels like she knows this. And a lot of people know this. You know, my videos don't get a lot of views. Some of my videos don't get any views. I'm still going to continue to make my videos because I enjoy making them. But my videos don't get a lot of views. But I made a video recently about how Black women are creepy and weird, and most Black women are creepy and weird. I'm sorry, but look at Tabitha Brown. And look at the majority of Black women who are agreeing with her. You guys are fucking creepy and you're fucking weird. A lot of you are. I don't take that back. But Black women are the most disrespected people in America. And people know that. They know that if you say something bad about a black woman, everybody is going to agree with you. You are going to get mass support. Like I said, my videos don't get a lot of views. Let alone comments. My videos don't get a lot of views, and they definitely don't get a lot of comments. And the only comment that my channel has had on it, not only but recent times, is somebody under that video of me saying black women are creepy and weird. That person says, I agree with you. Disrespecting black women, that's going to get you so much fame and success, even from other black women. I don't know the race of the person who left that comment, but if you want to talk shit about somebody and have people agree with you, talk shit about a black woman, because you're going to have a lot of people agreeing with you, and a lot of those people, they're going to be black women.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman.
He said the most unprotected person in America is the black woman. When you're a black woman and you having problems on your job, who can you call to protect you? Hardly nobody. Most of the time, you gotta take your job. You gotta take your job to court to get justice. Nobody on that job is gonna protect you.
The most neglected person in America is the black woman. That if the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, then you and I will never be recognized as men until we stand up like men.
And black men, they never gonna do that because they want the easy way out. They want the easy way out. They want to take all the courage that white men did to protect their women, and they just want to date a white woman and act like, oh, I'm a man because I'm dating one of the most protected women in the world. Yeah. And how many of you guys have seen videos like this about working poor people? So saying that, oh, you just need to get a job. People have jobs, okay? Tabitha Brown is so fucking lazy and stupid to me. It's like anybody who would listen to that, I don't have, you have no common sense. You're fucking stupid, and I don't have any tolerance for it. So yeah. Gary Stevenson is back from his hiatus. He's back doing interviews. I love him. Yeah, so I don't really have anything else to say, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for this person who has been watching the live stream, and now I have 2 people watching. Thank you guys. I'm about to get off of here. Check out my other live streams. Make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate you. Good night.